Hello everyone, welcome back to another Total War Warhammer multiplayer battle. This is going to be the forces of Chaos versus the High Elves. For my army, we are being led by Archaon, the Ever-Chosen, who is a really solid pick for Chaos after the change in that last patch. We have the Slayer of Kings, which boosts his damage substantially. Also brought Standard Died, in case we needed some additional leadership, and the melee defense always helps. Also have the Foe Seeker to increase the speed, and also try and keep his vigor up throughout the battle to keep his stats as maxed out as possible. For the spells here, we have the buff spells because they're just so good for the lore. Flaming Sword of Ruin is going to be an AoE that buffs up the weapon and missile damage, also imbues them with magical and fire damage. And again, it's super cheap. We also have the Cascading Fire Cloak, which is a really nice defensive buff there with the melee defense. And on top of that, also grants them more armor-piercing damage for only 4. And then when you stack that up with the Slayer of Kings, like his damage is, I don't know, in the 800s or something. It's something ridiculous when you have the buffs on him. And then I did take one offensive spell there with the Fireball, just in case I wanted to snipe somebody or out of the sky. Also brought the Crown of Domination. This gives a +4 leadership and immunity to psychology to units around them. I brought this mainly to counter possible dragons. I didn't want their fear and terror to interrupt with units on the battlefield, so I brought the Crown of Domination. This is very expensive. And most times I don't bring it, but I'm kind of just trying it out today because immunity to psychology in an AoE like this can be a very powerful tool. Maybe not necessarily against the High Elves, though, but I still brought it anyway. And then that's going to be it for Archaon. For the actual army, the front line is going to be made up of basic Chaos Marauders. I'm taking kind of a more defensive approach on this formation because we fielded 2 Hell Cannons. That's why I have a couple of our Chaos Warriors set in like a mid-line instead of everybody just in the front line ready to charge down the enemy, because I'm not really necessarily planning on charging with this army. I'm planning on just sitting back here and letting the 2 Hell Cannons do what they do. So yeah, we have 4 of the Chaos Marauders, and then behind them we have 3 Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Still a very solid infantry pick in almost any matchup in the game. I believe I've always loved the Chaos Warriors, great weapons. On top of that, we also have 2 Marauder Horsemen, which I spoke about I think just in the last video, and I think Chaos most always needs to bring Marauder Horsemen to have answers to things like, you know, even just the basic Illyrian Reaver Archers, for which there are 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers that the enemy has. Oh, also, before I forget, we also have 1 group of Chaos Knights with Lances, because I wanted something that could stand up to Fireborn. They're called Fireborn, right? Because the enemy brought them. Where the hell are they? Yes, the Fireborn, the Dragon Princess. So I brought a very powerful on the charge Chaos Knight with Lances, and then we also have a puppy hiding out in the wolves, or hiding out in the woods, not in the wolves. For the enemy army, I already talked about the 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers, talked about the Fireborns. There are also 2 Silver Helms escorting the Fireborn around, as well as a Noble, which is another one of the anti-large armor piercers. I really like the Noble, especially on a horse, because they just look like they're straight out from Dynasty Warriors, which I've said before, but like for real, you could see this dude rolling into Dynasty Warriors, and he'd fit right in. So that's going to be most of their mobile forces. For their infantry, we have 2 Spearmen, 2 White Lions, and then a Phoenix Guard in the middle, and they are being led by, what's her face? Alariel the Radiant. I see her so often that I forgot her name. But unique to this matchup is that this Alariel did not bring their heal spell. They brought Arcane Unforgiving, which is a very powerful single target spell. They brought an AoE heal with the Earthblood. They also brought Banishment, and they have the Boon of Isha, which will imbue everyone around them with magical damage, and also gives them immunity to psychology. So it's kind of like the Crown of Domination, but not. But you know, anyway. But yeah, they didn't bring their unique healing, which is very odd, and they're also flying on an eagle. You almost always see the heal spell on Alariel, but not this time. Seeing what this is our puppies, right? I think it is. Anyway, let's get this going. So I was going to try and flank with the puppies. I was expecting that the enemy would bring some kind of archer, so I was just kind of getting the puppies in a position ready to go out and then hit their backlines. But there are no archers really to worry about, at least that the puppies are going to be easily able to catch. The only ones we need to worry about are the Lyrian Reaver archers here and the ones over here, which we were chasing off with our Marauder Horsemen. And right now I was trying to respond to their army's movements, because the army is actually going to shift through the forest and come at us from this way. So I was more focused on that, which is why I allowed my Hell Cannon to get hit by the Lyrian Reaver archers. I just didn't see it because I wasn't focused. I think my camera was like this right here, and I was reforming our army up like this. Anyway, I'm going to respond to this threat eventually. I think I send my Chaos Knights over there, and I think I also send my Chaos Warhounds, because I'm like, oh shit, they're behind me, because I was too focused with seeing the movement out here, seeing these Reaper Archers, and they just got away from me. like straight up they just got away from me. I did not notice them back here for the longest time, which is very bad. Anyway, we're going to respond to them. They are going to be forced out, and then we're going to eventually chase them into the forest with both of our Marauder Horsemen and with our Chaos Warhounds with poison. I was hoping to try and catch them with the poison because that slows them down, but anyway, we're going to pin them down with the 3 units over here, and they're eventually going to be able to charge in and eat up the Illyrian Reaver Archers. So that's what all of these units are going to be doing for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, the infantry is still trying to reform, and then again they're going to try to form up a line like this and then charge down, but I have responded. At least I responded to this threat. I didn't respond very fast to the Illyrian Archers, but I am responding to the infantry movements and to the cav unit, or cav mobility there. So still just peppering the units that we are most worried about, because I have 3 Chaos Warriors with great weapons. I have a lot of fodder infantry, so I'm not super worried about their infantry. I'm pretty sure that we can take it. So that is why I'm just peppering the Silverhelms and the Fireborn with the Hell Cannons, because we need to weaken them up as much as possible before combat is joined. We're going to be eventually throwing our Chaos Knights into the Fireborn, because that is the exact reason why I brought the Chaos Knights with Lances, is to try and countercharge the Fireborn if they were brought, because that's a very popular pick to bring the Fireborn. They're very scary. Doing a fireball against the Illyrian Reaver Archers. Honestly, I just want to see how much damage it would do. It didn't do that much, so now I know. Going to charge in our Chaos Marauders to block these Phoenix Guard, and now we're going to switch the Hell Cannon Fire up into the Phoenix Guard because they are a big threat, and I'm going to be responding to the Silverhelms and the Fireborn over here. I'm going to be pulling back. I think this Chaos Warrior is going to be trying to block the charge path of these Fireborn here soon. I'm a little slow on this, to be honest, though. I think I was maneuvering with Archaon, because Archaon got charged by the Silverhelms, but he was fine. He was fine in the 1v1. But anyway, Silverhelm's going to pull off. Archaon's going to come around here, and he's going to try and respond to the Fireborn, who actually charged our Chaos Warriors and didn't do too much. I mean, like, it still hurts, but it didn't do as much as I thought it would. And anyway, we get a counter charge off here with the Chaos Knights on the unit of Fireborn that have already been severely wounded by the Hell Cannons. So they are already below half, so that means their stats are going to be taking a hit because they no longer have Martial Prowess, or Martial whatever it's called for them. I can't remember. They have, like, the upgraded version, I think. Banishment going to be dropped here, I believe, and then so this is really bad for them. So that was a banishment spell being cast by Alariel, and that would have done probably pretty good damage to not only my Chaos Knights, but may have also clipped our Chaos Warriors and our Marauders. It could have done a lot of damage to the Silverhelms, but the thing is, the Silverhelms right now fighting Archaon the Everchosen, who's going to do so much damage to them. They're fighting Chaos Knights with Lances, which are going to do a lot of damage to them, and they're fighting these Chaos Warriors, which also, so basically, They kind of screw themselves up a little bit there by canceling out the banishment with an Earthblood instead. But anyway, they're going to withdraw these Silverhelms, and I believe the Silverhelms are going to try and chase one of our Marauder Horsemen, who have now finished off killing the other Illyrian Reaver Archer off in the forest. That means our Chaos Puppies, I think, are going to come back as well, or maybe they got routed by the Illyrians. Oh, they're still chasing the Illyrians out there. I think they come back, though. Anyway, Fireborn are going to charge back in, but at this point they are so depleted, and I do a counter charge with the Chaos Knights, but still the Fireborns are doing a decent amount of damage to the Chaos Knights, which is why I'm going to try and help them out with the Cascading Fire Cloak, increase their melee defense. I have Archaon in there, and they, like the Fireborn, they were just too heavily destroyed by that point to really take these units on. In a 1v1 fight, I believe the Fireborn should be able to beat Chaos Knights with Lances if Archaon wasn't there, and, you know, Chaos Warriors, and they weren't getting hit by a Hell Cannon. But anyway, speaking about the Hell Cannon, the initial pressure they put on the Hell Cannon was really good, but these things are unbreakable. So that charge maybe would have broken, like, Empire artillery, and they would have maybe ran and shattered, but these are Chaos Dwarves, and they are unbreakable, so they were able to reman the Hell Cannons, and the front line of the, well, it's over now, but the front line of the High Elves were not able to pierce the Chaos Knights and Marauders fast enough, and allowed our Hell Cannons to just chunk down the White Lions, and more importantly, the Phoenix Guard, which just shot up over and over and over again. So the initial pressure was really good, but we were able to stop the actual Silverhelm and Fireborn charge into our Hell Cannons, and because we saved them there at the end, they were able to just do so much damage to the infantry, and it ended up in a victory for us. Unfortunately, we did not get to do a duel against Alariel. She just kind of stayed up in the sky, casting her Earthblood. And I'm not saying that banishment would have saved them, but it definitely could have helped, because if it could have done a lot of damage to my units down there, and maybe even the odds when the Fireborn charged back in, I'm not entirely sure. But it sucks because I've done that so many times too. I've cast a spell, and I'm like, okay, this spell is going to do great, and then I've ended up casting another spell, especially if you're a healer and you have an offensive spell like Alariel does. I have so many times casted one offensive spell, and then I'm like, oh shit, I need to heal over here, and so then I cast the heal without even thinking that I'm canceling the other spell, because there are timers to actually cast the damn things that you have to remember. They're not instant. They have to actually go through a casting time, and then they, you know, proc. So it hurts to see it, because I've done it so many times, and it sucks. Because then, like, you look back at that part of the battlefield where you cast some big spell, and you're like, wait a minute, my big spell, it looks like it did nothing. Because I didn't cast it, because I countered. Like, and it's a terrible feeling. But anyway, good game to HP Ghoul, and I hope you enjoyed. Let's go watch the cinematic view of the battle. What? What was that? Looks like that purposely just... What? It was on target and then it was like, ah, just kidding. Not this time. What are you doing again? What are you doing? What are you doing? I got lucky here that these units are unbreakable. Or else they definitely could have shattered and just routed off the field. That would have been really bad. This is a good move that I was blind to for too long. Archaeons can take a couple arrows. Look at that curve. But yeah, then they charged Archaeon with the silver helms here. I'm not sure why they did that. Archaeon is pretty good at dueling some silver helms. I guess try and pin him in place long enough for the fireborn to get him somewhere. Jesus. You get charged, counter-charge, counter-charge. Oh, that banishment cancel. Again, it may not have saved them, but, you know, couldn't have hurt. Ugh. So much blood. Probably did some friendly fire with those cell cannons to our Chaos Warriors, but that's okay, they can take it. Alright, well, let's go do it, everybody. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Oh, hey, there's the banishment. Take care.